Hey guys, Desolator Magic here, and it's time to make a video that's long overdue, but I wanted to collect enough accurate information about it because you guys like to complain when I say something inaccurate. Now, some of you might already know what I'm talking about when I say that there was a slight problem at the Star City Games Legacy Classic in Milwaukee, which is in my home state. But of course, it's Star City Games mixed with Legacy, so I'd rather rip all my teeth out one at a time than attend that pile of crap. So, it's filled with your typical Legacy players, so naturally, this is what happened. A player named Chris Anderson was disqualified for unsportsmanlike conduct with the subcategory of aggressive behavior. So a lot of people knew this happened, but they didn't know specifically what happened. So I gathered up some accounts of other players that were playing near him, and it's about as bad as you think. Words cannot express what an unbelievable douchebag Chris Anderson is. He represents the biggest disease in the Magic the Gathering community, especially among pro wannabes, which he absolutely is. He is every top 10 list I've ever done on this channel mixed together into one person. How the hell this guy is still allowed to play Magic is beyond me. I mean, at a certain point, a top-level judge needs to say, this is not a person we ever want to see again at any event. His activities outside the game, at the tournaments, online, among other players, you name it, he's pissed people off at it. Now, I've never met the guy, but from what I saw on, things that he's tweeted out and just accounts of his behavior, he is the most abrasive, arrogant piece of garbage to ever play Magic. I've never even heard of a player worse than this guy, but unfortunately I've heard of a ton of players like this guy. I mean, you could take him and just photocopy him 100 times over and you've got pretty much a certain percentage of people that show up to any pro-level event. There's always just these arrogant, entitled, I top 16'd one time, so I'm amazing, I'm a pro, everybody should respect me. Why are people not respecting me? That type, where they're just immature, they have to win, and if they lose, they get mega pissed about it. Because now they're a pro, because they did okay at one tournament 10 years ago or whatever. People should be able to get banned just based on their personality and their actions, not just, this is what they did one time, okay, penalize them. They literally broke a rule one time. It should just be, this is a terrible person, never let them play anything in the DCI system again. There are literally dozens, if not hundreds of people on the Reddit thread about this that agree with me that he should never be allowed to play Magic again, ever. If you don't believe me, there's a link to the entire Reddit post about this douchebag, and it's practically a short novel at this point. It's definitely a fun read. You should definitely look at least the top-level comments. There are complaints about this guy going back years and years. I mean, it's just, why doesn't Wizards step in and do something about people like this? This is why nobody respects the game and why nobody wants to watch it. For every great pro that acts like an adult and people actually want to see and they want to see them do well and they follow how they're doing and they want to watch the live coverage, there's another douchebag like this person who shouldn't even be allowed at the tournament, let alone, see them in the top 16 or something. So anyway, that's what I feel about Chris Anderson, in case anybody had any little gray area there. So apparently what happened was he didn't like losing to the person that he lost to, which, it's Legacy. Flip a damn coin. I mean, it's not like, my deck's so great, I thought of a great new deck. No, you didn't. It's Legacy. What the hell? I mean, for this level of a narcissistic piece of crap, yeah, he has to win. He's just entitled to win, even though it's frickin' Legacy. Get a life. Anyway, apparently he, shoved his chair back, really hard, slammed into one table, and then, kicked the other table, and then started walking off. And he kicked it hard enough to, knock over people's decks and stuff. So he's interfering with other games, acting like a 2-year-old. And this isn't the first time either, but this is the first time he actually did something, good enough to call a judge over and get kicked out of the tournament. So yeah, obviously his opponent was the one who called over the judge immediately, which I would just jump up and be like, "Judge," at the top of my lungs, because you don't want them to miss anything. Apparently he and his opponent, the one that he got paired up against, had some big falling out on Twitter where they were sitting there insulting each other because, well, at least one of them is a complete baby, if not both. Chris's main complaint on Twitter was, wah, I haven't won any games, I'm pissed, I'm an immature little baby, wah. That's paraphrased, by the way. He didn't actually literally tweet that, which is surprising. So yeah, apparently you're not allowed to kick tables. That'll get you disqualified. Unfortunately, it seems like you have to actually like break a law or like kidnap your opponent or drug them or bribe them or something to get like a more long-term ban. So this is why they need to have a system that just says, do you think this guy's ever going to change his personality? He's been an ongoing problem for years. Is he ever going to get better? No. Okay, get rid of him. Goodbye. I mean, if I lose to a deck that I know sucks, I'm just going to be like, yeah, that's magic. That happens. If you lose 2 out of 3 to a deck that sucks, you're playing wrong or you built your deck wrong. I mean, people don't get that lucky with that bad of a deck that many times in a row. I mean, even if it did happen, I'd be like, yeah, I'm a little bit irked, but I mean, it happens. I mean, you lose the worst decks sometimes, you know? Sometimes you get mana screwed, sometimes they draw exactly what they need to shut your deck down. It's just what happens. That's how Magic works. You're not entitled to win every single damn tournament. It seems like too many pros and too many pro wannabes need to really get that idea through their thick skulls. Now, there is one silver lining to this. Somebody who has a rather similar personality to me, it sounds, named Jeff Hoogland, was the guy that Anderson was playing against at this tournament. The one where he acted like a gorilla on cocaine and tried to kick a table over, basically. According to people who know Hoogland, he does not take crap from anybody. If somebody starts acting like a child, he will check them. He will call them out on their attitude and tell them what reality is. Yeah, that sounds awfully familiar. For all the people that don't want to make waves and they meet somebody like this acting like this and, you know, they don't call a judge, they don't say nothing about it, they just remain silent, let them go off and then just let them walk away. You are part of the problem. You need to either, well, call over a judge, obviously, or at least like report it later, you know, sometime in a gap between the tournament, just be like, hey, I don't like the way this guy was playing. If you could send a judge near him for the next game and watch him, you know. Now, I would handle it one of 2 ways. I would either climb over the table and knock him out, or send his deck into orbit, or just defiantly not accept anything he's saying to purposely piss him off more until he does something immature and childish like he always does, and then get disqualified from the tournament, and then laugh about it, which is what I think Hoogland did. So he is definitely the hero in all of this, so, you know, think about him what you might. I've heard stuff on both sides, but I think everybody who has a problem with him is the type of person that he, you know, puts back in line when they get out of line. So, Hoogland, I want to personally thank you for coming to my state and not putting up with any of his crap. You are the official Wisconsin MVP. I'll say, how about top cheese? That sounds good. That's a title that exists, right? Maybe head cheese? I don't remember what the saying is. Okay, how about honorary Packer fan of the day? There we go, because Packers don't take any of that crap. Now, extraordinary claims require extraordinary proof, and by extraordinary I mean 1 link of footage of Chris Anderson acting like my friend's little sister. Definitely check out the link down in the description to Chris Anderson playing against Slivers, which honestly, I'd be about a quarter of the way to where he was playing against Slivers, but that's as far as I'd let it go, like from an attitude perspective. Plus, he was playing Affinity, so you can't say that that's a dick deck. Oh, Slivers, how dare you, while playing Affinity. Are you kidding me? Now, see, this is why they should hire me as one of the announcers for these events. At the beginning, I'd be like, here comes Chris Anderson, or, you know, any of the dozens of players I know that are notorious douchebags. And I'd just be like, oh, yeah, I bet he's going to start acting like a, you know, sarcastic, angry, petty little, you know, 2-year-old in about 5 minutes, or he's going to act like an arrogant little prick if he starts winning. Let's place your bets, everybody. Place your bets. We're going, we're paying 3-1 if he doesn't do that. I'd be like taking like Bitcoin bets on Twitter and stuff. Maybe that's why they haven't hired me yet. Now, believe it or not, I had a situation just like this happen at my old local gaming store, mostly because literally 50% of the players were this guy, but worse. If they lost to me with their $900 deck and I'm running some, you know, rogue deck, oh no, it can't be that great, except I'm one of the better deck builders, they would storm off right after they lost to me round 1. They didn't care about the rest of it. They were just done for the day. They wouldn't even tell the staff that they're dropping. And honestly, multiple people have done this. They know damn well that I build my decks to be the anti-net decks. Whatever's popular, I'm going to build whatever beats it. Simple as that. So if I play one of these pro wannabes, I'm going to crush them in round 1. That's what I do. People can bring whatever damn deck they want. Stop being a baby about it. So one time, I had a clearly superior deck, and the guy says, oh, you need to improve your deck. Well, that set me off pretty bad, but I didn't go around kicking tables and acting like a moron. I just firmly and strictly let him know that having 2 land on the battlefield on turn 14 had nothing to do with how my deck was built. It does have a proper number of lands in it, and that is the end of my control over how the game went. And that's all I said to this guy. And he's another one of those, I went to the Grand Prix. I did okay. I went 4-4, whatever. I've been to tournaments and you haven't, so I'm better than you. He has literally said that word for word to me. So then I told him, this is not the original Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime where me being a better player magically puts the correct card on top of my deck so I can heart of the cards it into my hand and then turn the game around at the last second. No, sometimes you get land screwed and then you can't play your deck because everything in it costs 3. Or I should say every card worth the crap. I'm not that stupid. So I encourage everybody to have the exact same attitude. If somebody's acting like a moron, if they're talking down to you, just acting like an elitist, acting like an angered ape, just check them. Tell them you ain't going to put up with that. You're going to go tell the judge, tell the staff. If the staff's, all friends with them and they've been coming here for 8 years, so they don't want to say anything to them, or, they're a known cheater and you just caught them cheating again, but they spend $1,000 at the store, so the store owner looks the other way. That's when I threatened to put in a formal complaint against the judge and the store owner to the judge and the store owner. I mean, that whole store was a joke. They've lost their ability to run DCI tournaments twice before. I don't even remember why. I've heard conflicting stuff, but almost all their judges have been disqualified for being complete dicks to players. They don't at all follow the rules. They don't enforce any kind of consequences for cheaters. The staff is rude. It's just one of the worst local gaming stores I've ever been to, and one of the worst ones I've even ever heard of. Which is why I no longer attended, because at a certain point, if the staff, the judges, and half the players are going to act like this, it's time to leave. And I left right around the time when they had already left or lost about 50% of their players, I would say. The very last event I attended there had almost to the number 50% the number that they had 6 months prior. And honestly, I hope their business fails. I hope they completely go out of business. They obviously deserve it at this point. But if you're at a local gaming store with just 1 or 2 troublemakers, or especially if you're at a Grand Prix or some kind of invite-only thing, or just some large, DCI-sanctioned tournament, do what you got to do. Start reporting people, start calling over judges. Depending upon what state you're in, just record your opponent. That is actually legal in Wisconsin. I really don't give a crap if it's legal with Wizards rules. I would do it anyway. And then if they say, oh, you can't record your opponent, guess what? It's going straight up on YouTube. We'll let the public be the judge of of how the person was acting. I really wish there was play footage of Anderson just trying to kick over that table, man. That is some funny crap. But, whatever. If Wizards doesn't want to disqualify him, they don't want to disqualify him, but make sure you tell him next time you see him what you think about his winning attitude, what you think about the fact that he's still playing. And anybody else like him, just tell him, hey, you can insult my deck, you can insult me, whatever. It all doesn't mean anything because you're the one being a dick. And that, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter who has a stronger deck. It doesn't matter who wins. It matters if the person's being a dick or not. Because if everybody is like Anderson, nobody's going to play Magic. Simple as that. They're just going to leave like I did to my old local gaming store. So I know I'm going to regret this, but if you have a story like this about some just psychotic, aggravated, arrogant, just scum of the earth, just loser that you've played against at Friday Night Magic or a tournament or anywhere else, leave it down in the comment section, because I think we all know pretty much everybody has a story like this. I've got about 50. Oh, and Chris Anderson, if you're watching this video, which I'm sure a lot of people forwarded to you, hell, I'm going to tweet it to you. I have a special message for you, just a sincere message from the bottom of my heart, and I really do mean this. I hope somebody finally decides that you're never allowed to play Magic again for the rest of your life. I really think you should look into another career as an astronaut and sign up for the Mars mission, because I am ashamed and embarrassed to be on the same planet as somebody like you. Grow up, stop acting like a baby, or stop going to tournaments. Sincerely, Desolator. And I'll see you guys with hopefully better news next video.